Okay, I'm trying again. It just went live and no one could hear me. So I'm going to try to introduce my special guest again. Okay, can people hear me now? I think so, because I'm not getting, all right, yes, thank you for the person who did that. Okay, I'm hoping Antonio is about to join me. All right, I'm gonna invite him again. More typical, oh no, he's invited. Come on, Antonio. Okay, I'll keep talking. So I am on a virtual tour of LA today, and I am inviting Antonio Nieves to join me. Antonio is business partners with Lawrence. Lawrence is a really good friend of my fiance's, Tom. And Lawrence has been a serial entrepreneur, has done businesses in advertising and publishing, and is, I hope people can hear me. I'm getting more comments that you can't. Can people hear me? Okay. All right. I hope people can. But Antonio has not joined. So I am going to try again to get Antonio to join. And let's see if he does. Request is sent. Here we are. Okay.
There we go.
Hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I've just shared with everyone that my fiance, Tom, knows Lawrence, your partner. And I'm going to talk about your business a little bit. You start, well, actually, I'm going to ask you, what is Funbox?
That's a great question. And it's actually one of the very first questions every single one of our customers ask us. So currently, it is a hybrid concept that is designed for kids and young families in Los Angeles that features some of our 8 most popular Instagrammable rooms from pre-covet, as well as a brand new 8,000 square foot inflatable theme park at the Westfield Santa Anita Mall near Pasadena.
Great. Okay. So explain to us, what inspired you to start Funwa?
That's a great question. Lawrence and I were really pondering the idea of what will be the future of malls back in 2018. We started to see a lot of these large boxes open up in malls, and Lawrence and I had the passion to do something that just really wowed people when they walked in. There was something called Museum of Ice Cream and Candy Topia that came around into Los Angeles and New York and took some of those influencers really by storm. And we thought that we could do an even better job and make it more approachable and affordable for families in normal markets. Some of those prices were just a little bit too high for some families that are normal. And we wanted to just make that same type of approach, but just deliver it for 20 bucks instead of $40. And I thought that that was something that we did really well. We had about 100,000 visitors during our first execution in Thousand Oaks, including a lot of celebrities that people know, like rappers, and even Kylie Jenner brought her baby, Stormy, for her first birthday. And that was a very excitable moment for us.
Oh, that's great. That is really great. So in the first year, when you opened in Thousand Oaks, you had over 100,000 real visitors in person. As a founder, there are so many people out there. I'm on a tour right now of small businesses ending in LA. What tips do you have for others who are starting a business, love to talk?
Awesome. One thing that I would love to pass off to any other entrepreneur that sees themselves starting a business during our modern time, it's one thing we did really well. Let me just get some of this, it's hot in here, get some of the sweat off my face. One thing we did really well was balancing our focus on the digital and in the physical world. Of course, we had a lot of success with Facebook and Instagram. Now, something that's really funny is we started this Instagram business with zero knowledge of actually learning how to do Instagram marketing. So one thing I wanted to really give kudos to your team is Facebook Blueprints was an awesome place for me to go to learn, to really get up to speed in less than 2 weeks. Our first week of business, we did like $1,000 in revenue. Lawrence and I are kicking ourselves in our head. We spent $1 million building out this selfie emporium. We were freaking out, didn't know what to do. Accidentally one day stumbling upon the Facebook boost posting. And I thought that was your marketing, boosting a post. I got so much revenue and positive response from that. We thought we were kings. And that's actually what sent us down a really, really long path of actually learning Facebook and Instagram marketing. Now, that was part of our success, but we did leverage it with stuff in the physical world and actually boots on the ground marketing. One of the things that we did that I think was really important to help drive it home in the physical world was we invited 5,000 guests inside the mall for free to come check us out. And yeah, it was really powerful. It built immense amounts of buzz online, and a little bit was faux because we had about 2,000 postings in 2 weeks. But, we were able to really generate some revenue on both Facebook and in the physical world at the mall.
That's great. So the pandemic has hit businesses hard, and you're a business in a mall, right?
Yeah.
A mall. And so...
and in California.
Where the shutdowns were real. What's this year been like?
I want to sugarcoat it and say, things have been good. But it was disastrous for us. I had about 3 leases and a couple $1 million in investments floating around inside malls when this pandemic began. And for us, it was really scary. We didn't know when it would end. We didn't know if kids were even going to be allowed to play together inside malls. And for me, it was really surreal because I was still showing up to the mall and to my office every single day during the pandemic with nobody in there. We were one of the only tenants inside of our work shared spaces in downtown LA at Spaces for about 2 or 3 months. And for us, it really hit home. We're in this really beautiful office, not a single person. Same thing here with the mall. It was extremely scary. But I also have some positive things to talk about. If it wasn't for COVID, I went from having, 1 to 2 locations to now 4 locations and other concepts that were born because of COVID. So we tried to really pivot with the pandemic. We even launched a secondary business. It was a sock retail store that did not do well. But for us, the pandemic was really hard at the beginning, but we used it as a launch pad to get funding, as well as try and come up with new concepts after the pandemic once people are ready to get back into the world, because we know it's going to come back really fast.
Well, that is great advice. Okay, so now the end of our little time together, but the most important, can you show us around?
Of course. Let me go ahead.
Since COVID, so I get to live vicariously through what you do.
We are in the back here, which is not very beautiful. It's where the Wi-Fi is good. I know our guests couldn't hear us. So let me take you on over to our standing Instagram museum. Everything here is interactive and meant to be touched and played with by families and young adults alike. We have a throne room here, an angel wing room here, flower room here, and a lot of the Instagram installation stuff that we do, Sheryl, just so you know, it's really targeted for moms and young girls because we see these facilities inside malls and they're targeted towards young boys. They're really based off of athleticism, and there's nothing for the customer to take home and really post. So this is our brand new addition. This is the 8,000 square feet inflatable park that features a really wild opening here. Kids go crazy when they see this.
I mean, I'm not a kid, and it looks pretty. And there was just a comment saying, "I love this. I'm going to remember this when I have birthday parties for my kids." That was an awesome comment.
That's awesome. We have actually been doing a lot more birthday parties than we'd expect post-COVID. So I think what we're going to see is that these people are really, really, really ready to spend their money, especially on their kids who have been on their phones the last 2 years. I'm a parent myself. I had a baby during COVID. And I know I feel guilty for all the time that she spends even just watching, TV and hanging out at the house. So we have seen that our customers are really blown away and happy to bring their kids here and even jump in the inflatable with them.
That's awesome. Antonio, thank you for inspiring entrepreneurs. Thank you for hanging on through this economy. And thank you for giving us a virtual tour today on Instagram.
Thanks for letting me join you, Sheryl. And I hope you actually come visit us sometime soon. We'd love to see you do a couple backflips here in the park.
I look forward to it.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.